Hey guys, it's Brit, and I just want to. There are so many editions of the series for A Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin, and I know some of you want to read and or watch A Game of Thrones, and that's totally cool because you have come to the right person to talk about Game of Thrones to. So I have various editions. I basically I have them all in some form because I do enjoy collecting the various box sets and the series and everything. I don't have the mass markets on me right now because I loaned them to a friend, but I do have a few different editions. Let's start with my favorite. This is I believe it's the latest edition of the first book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series, and it is A Game of Thrones, and it is the illustrated edition. This is beautiful, especially if you are just going into the books. This is really nice because it has pictures, so you can kind of put faces to the characters and the texts, and it's just a really beautiful book in general. It's kind of expensive, but if you can afford it, I highly recommend it. This is the map of Westeros in full color. I believe this is one of the only editions that has the map in full color, unless you are getting the Apple, the iBooks edition, which is like kind of like it's almost like a game, I've heard, where it's got animations and it's really nice. This has varied illustrations. Like the map is in full color, but then you have illustrations that are like this. And I'm gonna try to give you not spoiler related pictures that will give things away. Yeah. So here's an example of a colored picture in the book, and these are all by different artists, so you get a variety of styles and ideas. So that's my favorite, the illustrated edition of Game of Thrones. Now, if you are more of a fan of ebooks, I have the Kindle Fire. I also have the Kindle keyboard, but for demonstration purposes of holding a Kindle, I just grabbed this one because it was right next to me. So if I believe the illustrated edition is a little more expensive, and it's around $30, and that might be a bit of a large price tag for some of you. But if you have the Kindle Fire or an edition or something similar to the Kindle Fire, it is available in ebook form for $9.99 on Amazon, at least last time I checked it was. So that could be a really nice way to get this on a budget if you are on a budget and you haven't watched the television series. The one downside for me to the illustrated edition is I started watching A Game of Thrones first. I watched the HBO series first. I didn't read them first. So the images of the characters that I have personally are the people, the actors that play the characters in the television show. So it was a little weird for me to read this, but the illustrations are beautiful, and if you watch the show and only the show, don't let that deter you from buying this book because it really is beautiful. The last one I have to show you is the the fake leather bound editions. This is really nice for travel, and it's really small and really compact and comes in a set. So you'd get Game of Thrones, Storm of Swords, Clash of Kings, A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons in one set. Now, I like these because they're small and compact, and they fit in your hand really well. But the downside to these, I also think they look really, really pretty. And they come in various colors here. Let me grab a Dance with Dragons since I have it right here. They're all the same size, except some vary in lengths. So some might be a little thicker than others. Only by a little bit. But they're really nice, but the downside is the text is really, really, really small. So if you have really bad eyesight like I do, for reference, my prescription is a 6 in my, it's either 6 or 6.5 in both eyes. I think it's 6.5. Just for your reference, but the text is really, really small, so that is a downside to that one. Let's see if I can show you how small it is. That's the text size. If you guys want me to do a more in-depth review on the box set of this, let me know. And the final edition that I don't have yet. I don't have an iPad. I know that's probably shocking to a lot of you, but I don't have an iPad. So while I have a Mac computer, I don't think it's the same experience as it would be on an iPad, but I know that Apple has an exclusive Game of Thrones ebook where it's interactive and there's animations and stuff in that, so that could be fun if you are not that familiar, because you can click on different things and it just seems like a lot of fun. But like I said, I don't have an iPad, so I don't have a way right now of really reviewing it to its full potential, I suppose. So until then, I can't. If that sounds like that could be fun for you, that might be a good way to go. If you have an iPad, I know like so many people have iPads nowadays, but so if you think that's for you, I think they're similarly priced to the ebook edition. So that's a good way to budget. And of course, you can always borrow the books from the library. Now, if you're not sure if Game of Thrones is your thing, I will link a video up here of me reading not the prologue, but the first chapter of A Game of Thrones. And I read it for you guys. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Hopefully it helped you kind of decide which edition is for you, and if worse comes to worse, you can read samples on Amazon and see if Game of Thrones is a series or even just a single book that you think is worth the investment. Alright guys, this video is getting kind of long, and I will see you in the next video. Alright guys, I love you.